It is Llama 4 Day. Our goal is to build the world's leading AI, open source it, and make it universally accessible so that everyone in the world benefits. And I've said for a while that I think that open source AI is going to become the leading models.
February 2025, Meta releases Llama 4, completely free, open source, and according to independent benchmarks, it matches GPT-4's performance across most tasks. Microsoft spent $13 billion partnering with OpenAI to access GPT-4. Meta just gave equivalent technology away for free. But here's what makes this catastrophic for Microsoft. Llama 4 isn't just matching GPT-4. It's running on consumer hardware. A decent gaming PC can run Llama 4 locally. No cloud costs, no API fees, no per-token charges. Just download and run. Within 48 hours, 2.7 million developers downloaded it. Within a week, startups are building businesses on Llama 4 instead of OpenAI. Within 2 weeks, enterprises are evaluating switching from Azure OpenAI to self-hosted Llama 4. Microsoft's $13 billion investment just got undercut by free. And when you look at Meta's actual strategy, when you see what Mark Zuckerberg is really doing, you understand this isn't about AI models. This is about destroying Microsoft's cloud business, and it's working. When Meta changed the game, July 2023, Meta releases Llama 2, open source, free for commercial use. The AI community goes wild. Finally, a capable language model anyone can use. No API costs, no usage limits, no vendor lock-in. Within weeks, thousands of developers are building on Llama 2, fine-tuning it, optimizing it, creating specialized versions. The open source community does in months what took OpenAI years. December 2024, rumors start circulating. Meta is training Llama 4. Tech journalists start asking, why is Meta doing this? What's their business model? How do they make money giving away cutting-edge AI? Mark Zuckerberg gives an interview to The Verge. Says something that makes Microsoft's board panic. Open source is our moat, not closed models. He's not trying to sell AI models. He's trying to kill the AI model business. Microsoft did it with Internet Explorer to kill Netscape. Google did it with Android to compete with iOS. Now Meta is doing it with AI to kill Azure OpenAI. The Llama 4, release that changed everything. February 14th, 2025, Valentine's Day. Meta releases Llama 4. The announcement is simple. Llama 4 is now available. 405 billion parameters, trained on 30 trillion tokens, matches GPT-4 performance, free for commercial use. Download it now. No press conference, no big reveal, just a blog post and a download link. Within 1 hour, Hugging Face's servers crash from download traffic. GitHub repos fork Llama 4 thousands of times. Every AI researcher, developer, and startup founder is downloading simultaneously. By end of day, 2.7 million downloads. That's 2.7 million people who now have GPT-4 level AI running locally, for free. Independent benchmarks start dropping immediately. The AI research community tests Llama 4 against GPT-4, Claude 3, Gemini Pro. Results are shocking. Llama 4 scores 86.7 on MMLU benchmark. GPT-4 scores 86.4. On Human Evil Coding benchmark, GPT-4 hits 67.0%. A gaming PC that costs $3,000 can now run AI that matches GPT-4. No cloud costs, no API fees, just one-time hardware investment. The Azure exodus that's accelerating. February 20th. Goldman Sachs announces they're testing self-hosted Llama 4 for internal tools. JP Morgan follows 2 days later. Bank of America, Deutsche Bank, every major financial institution exploring the same thing. Why pay Microsoft for Azure OpenAI when you can run equivalent models in your own data centers? This conversation is happening in boardrooms worldwide. Microsoft's Azure OpenAI revenue was projected at $8 billion for 2025. That's based on continued growth and expansion. But if enterprises switch to free alternatives, that revenue disappears. Wall Street analysts are starting to model this. If 40% of Azure OpenAI customers switch to Llama 4, Microsoft loses $3.2 billion in annual revenue. If 60% switch, they lose $4.8 billion. The business model is collapsing in real time. The developer revolt that's crushing OpenAI. Meanwhile, the developer community is abandoning OpenAI entirely, not because GPT-4 is bad, because Llama 4 is just as good and completely free. Developer economics changed overnight. Using OpenAI meant ongoing costs. Every API call costs money. Building a successful product meant scaling costs. More users meant more API calls meant more expenses. The better your product did, the more you paid OpenAI. Llama 4 inverted that model. Success doesn't increase costs anymore. You pay once for hardware, then scale is free. More users don't mean more API costs, just more compute utilization on hardware you already own. The economics favor Llama 4 so heavily that switching is obvious. Hugging Face reports 340,000 new Llama 4 deployments in the first month. OpenAI's API usage metrics, leaked by an insider, show developer usage down 27% in February, down 34% in March. The developer base is eroding, moving to free alternatives. OpenAI's moat was having the best models. Now they just have expensive models that aren't meaningfully better. The Meta strategy? That's brilliant. So what's Meta's actual strategy? Why are they spending billions training models to give away free? Mark Zuckerberg isn't dumb. There's a plan, and when you see it, you realize how devastating this is for Microsoft. Meta makes money from ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. That's 98% of revenue, $150 billion annually. To show ads effectively, they need user engagement, time on platform, data. The more people use Facebook and Instagram, the more ads Meta serves. The better their ad targeting, the more advertisers pay. AI improves both. Llama 4 powers Meta's internal systems, feed ranking algorithms, ad targeting, content moderation, image generation. Every AI feature across Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp runs on Llama-based models. By open sourcing Llama, Meta gets thousands of developers improving the architecture, finding optimizations, discovering new training techniques. All that innovation flows back to Meta. They use it to improve their internal systems. Better systems mean better ads. Better ads mean more revenue. But that's just the surface strategy. The deeper play is ecosystem control. Meta wants developers building on their architecture, learning their tools, creating businesses dependent on Llama. Because once developers build on Llama, they're not building on OpenAI. They're not building on Google. They're building in Meta's ecosystem. And ecosystems create platforms. Platforms create power. The Bill Gates Emergency Intervention, March 2025. Bill Gates attends an emergency Microsoft board meeting. He's been semi-retired since 2008, focused on his foundation, climate, global health, not involved in day-to-day operations. But when the company faces existential threats, they call him. This is existential. Azure OpenAI revenue collapsing, developer ecosystem fleeing, enterprise customers switching to free alternatives. The $13 billion OpenAI investment looks like a catastrophic mistake. According to leaks from someone in the meeting, Gates was furious, asked executives how they didn't see this coming. Open source has been disrupting proprietary software for 30 years. Linux disrupted Unix. Android disrupted iOS. Why did anyone think AI would be different? Why did Microsoft bet billions on proprietary models when history shows open source eventually wins? The meeting ended with no resolution. Board split. Some wanted to maintain course. Some wanted dramatic change. No consensus. Meanwhile, Meta keeps executing. Llama 4 downloads exceed 8 million in the first month. The ecosystem grows daily. Every download is a developer choosing Meta's platform over Microsoft's. The war isn't over, but Microsoft is losing. The technical reality, that's devastating. But here's what makes this truly catastrophic for Microsoft. Llama 4 isn't just good. It's improving faster than GPT-4 because thousands of developers are optimizing it, fine-tuning it, creating specialized versions. The open source community is innovating faster than OpenAI's closed team can. Initial Llama 4 ran at 15 tokens per second on consumer GPUs. Within 1 month, community optimizations got it to 35 tokens per second. Same hardware, same model, just better inference code. OpenAI's GPT-4 speed hasn't changed in 18 months. Meanwhile, Llama 4 gets 2 times faster in 4 weeks because thousands of engineers are optimizing simultaneously. Then there's the cost advantages. Running Llama 4 locally eliminates network latency. March 2025. Y Combinator's latest batch has 280 startups. 127 are building AI products. Of those 127, 94 are building on Llama 4. Only 18 are using OpenAI. The ratio is 5-to-1 in favor of open source. Y Combinator partners are telling founders the same thing. Don't build your business on someone else's expensive API. Use open source. Control your costs. Control your destiny. A customer service AI startup that raised $15 million Series A, built entirely on Llama 4, serving 800 enterprise clients, profitable in year 2. Couldn't have achieved that on OpenAI's pricing. These companies will be worth billions eventually. They're all built on Meta's platform. When they IPO, when they become household names, they'll credit Meta's open source models for making their businesses possible. That's brand value you can't buy. That's ecosystem power that compounds over decades. But it's not just Microsoft panicking. Google is too. They've been the AI leader for years, invented the transformer architecture that powers all modern language models. DeepMind and Google Brain produced breakthrough after breakthrough. AlphaGo, AlphaFold, Transformers, they should be dominating, but they're not, because they're trying to monetize AI through cloud services, same as Microsoft. And Meta is undercutting them with free alternatives. Google Cloud's AI revenue was $4.2 billion in 2024, projected $6.8 billion for 2025. Those projections assumed continued growth as enterprises adopted Gemini API. But the same Llama 4 economics that hurt Microsoft hurt Google. Enterprises can self-host for 96% cost reduction. April 2025. The writing is on the wall. Open source won the AI platform war. Llama 4 has 12 million downloads. New businesses launching daily on Meta's architecture. Enterprises switching from expensive APIs to free self-hosted models. Developers choosing open source 4-to-1 over proprietary. The momentum is unstoppable. Bill Gates understands what happened. Microsoft tried to do to AI what they did to personal computing. Control the platform. Extract rent through licensing. Build a moat through proprietary software. It worked for 40 years with Windows. It's not working with AI, because AI is fundamentally different. The value isn't in the model. It's in the data, compute, and deployment. Meta understood that. Microsoft didn't. Here's what's truly tragic. Microsoft should have known better. They've been on both sides of this fight. Microsoft fought open source for 20 years, called it un-American, said it destroyed innovation, tried to kill it through patents and legal threats. It didn't work. Open source won servers, won smartphones through Android, won browsers, won databases, won everything Microsoft tried to defend with proprietary software. What happens next? The AI platform war is over. Open source won. Meta won. Not through having the best models, through making models free, through building ecosystem, through long-term strategic thinking that prioritized platform power over short-term revenue. Microsoft faces brutal choices now. Continue betting on OpenAI, watch revenue evaporate, open source their own models, destroy Azure AI revenue immediately. Try to compete on services around open source. Admit the $13 billion was wasted. All options are bad. There's no good path forward because the fundamental strategy was wrong. Bill Gates knows this. Reportedly told the board, Microsoft needs to write off the OpenAI investment. Stop throwing good money after bad. Pivot to services. Become the best place to deploy Llama and other open source models. Compete on infrastructure, not models. It's the only way to salvage the situation. Whether Microsoft will take that advice remains uncertain. Large companies struggle to admit mistakes. The executives who approved the OpenAI investment don't want to admit it failed. There's organizational pressure to keep going. Hope something changes. Hope GPT-5 is so good it justifies the cost. Hope Meta stumbles. Hope open source somehow falters. Hope is not a strategy, but it's all Microsoft has left. Meanwhile, Meta keeps executing. LA Llama 5 is already in training, rumored to be even better, even more efficient, even more free. The assault continues. Every new release makes proprietary models less relevant. Every download builds Meta's ecosystem. Every developer choosing Llama over OpenAI is a long-term victory, compounding over years. If this opened your eyes to what's really happening in the AI wars, share it, because mainstream media is covering AI like it's a race for better models. It's not. It's a war over platforms and ecosystems. Meta is winning that war by giving away what others are trying to sell. Microsoft bet $13 billion on the wrong strategy, and by the time they realized their mistake, it was too late. The battle is over. Open source won. Meta won. Microsoft lost. That's the story tech media isn't telling, but it's the story that matters because it determines who controls AI infrastructure for the next 30 years. And right now, that's Meta, not Microsoft, not Google. Meta, through the simplest strategy imaginable. Make it free, make it good, make it everywhere, and watch proprietary models become irrelevant. That's what happened. That's what's still happening. And Microsoft can't stop it.